Friends, this is an episode you cannot miss. Today we've gathered for you the hottest updates about Real Madrid. From official news to the freshest rumors, inside reports, and even behind-the-scenes talks. Mastantuono is set to debut in the white shirt, Rodrygo stays at the club, and on the horizon we see new transfer moves, Isak, Monga, and other names. It will be interesting until the very end. Franco Mastantuono has finally been officially presented as a Real Madrid player after his move from River Plate. His transfer was agreed 2 months ago for $45 million, but under FIFA rules, he could only join the Madrid club after reaching adulthood. That moment came on Thursday, his 18th birthday, and it was on that day that his presentation at the Santiago Bernabeu took place. The player admitted in an interview with Real Madrid TV that it was the fulfillment of a childhood dream. It was a very special day for me. I had been waiting for it eagerly and enjoyed it immensely. The club gave me a very warm welcome, and I am incredibly happy. It was a birthday one can only dream of. I think it will remain the happiest day of my life. Mastantuono emphasized that he did not hesitate for a second when the option to join Real appeared. This has been my dream since childhood. Real Madrid is the biggest club in the world. When I saw their interest, I immediately knew it was the best choice of my life. To wear this shirt and stand next to the trophies that symbolize the entire history of victories, it's an incredible joy. The Argentine also noted that he is following in the footsteps of Real Madrid legend Alfredo Di Stefano. Di Stefano was an idol of the club and of football as a whole. I did not see him play, but the stories speak of his greatness. It is very special that I, as an Argentine, can repeat this path and play for Real Madrid. There was also a resonant statement. Mastantuono directly named Lionel Messi the best footballer in history. For me, the best player in the world is Messi. I'm Argentine, and he is my idol. But I came here to leave my mark at Real Madrid and make the fans proud of my game. Despite having only 3 team training sessions behind him, his first impressions turned out to be very strong. Thanks to individual preparation under the special program of physical coach Ismael Camemforte, Mastantuono arrived in excellent shape. He quickly adapted to the rhythm, demonstrated lightness in movement, technical skill, and a solid physical base. According to reports from Valdebebas, he makes the impression of a diamond with facets that still need polishing. At Real Madrid's training base, his arrival caused real excitement. Fans lined up for autographs and photos. The player already feels a special status, and coaches and teammates note that even if he is not yet ready for a starting role, his first minutes in the lineup are only a matter of weeks. The club expects his debut to take place today in the match against Osasuna in the first round of La Liga. By the time this video is released, you will already know it. The context also works in his favor. Bellingham, Endrick, Camavinga, and Mendy are still recovering from injuries, and their return is expected only later. This opens up space for Mastantuono's appearance. At the same time, Fede Valverde is already fit to play, so Real's attack and midfield will be refreshed. But it is the young Argentine who may become that new puzzle piece that completes the picture. After his first training session, Mastantuono shared his emotions. I was welcomed very well. I met wonderful people. The day was hot and intense, but I enjoyed every minute. I'm glad this is just the beginning. The most important thing is the quality of my new teammates. The pace is very high, but that's great. Playing with the best makes you better. The player also spoke about his meeting with Xabi Alonso. Everything went great. He welcomed me, we started working, and the training session turned out very good. Thus, Franco Mastantuono begins his journey at Real Madrid with great hopes and expectations. His debut is already very close, and the Mastantuono era may start in the match against Osasuna. Friends, I'd like to ask you to support this video with a like and a comment, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. While the voiceover is done with the help of AI, the script and video editing are created by a real person to make it as interesting as possible for you. Thank you for your support, and let's keep going. Real Madrid head coach Xabi Alonso held his first pre-match press conference ahead of the start of La Liga and emphasized that his team is looking forward to the new season with great enthusiasm, despite the very short preparation period, only 19 days after the Club World Cup. Alonso admitted that the first weeks of work had been intense but productive. These were short but very intense days. We are already looking forward to returning to the Bernabeu. The first match always has special significance, and tomorrow will be a decisive moment. We want to start the season well. He noted that during this time the team managed to implement the main principles they had begun working on during the Club World Cup. We are making progress. It is difficult to measure, but we already presented the key ideas and foundations during the World Cup, and in the last 2 weeks we have been actively reinforcing them. The feelings are good, and we are moving forward. One of the main topics was the future of Rodrygo goes, around whom there had been many rumors of a possible departure this summer. Alonso answered as directly as possible. I count on all the players who are in the team, and I want everyone to give their best 100%. We need this. I fully count on Rodrygo. It is important that Rodrygo is included in the squad for the match against Osasuna, which is a direct signal. He still remains in the head coach's plans. It is also worth mentioning the transfer context. According to the Spanish and English press, Manchester City held talks about Rodrygo and even discussed personal terms, but eventually pulled out of the deal. The reason, according to insiders, was that the clubs could not agree on the fee. In addition, according to some reports, City are unwilling to let Savinho go, which automatically ended their interest in Rodrygo. Thus, City's interest has effectively died out, and Rodrygo remains at Real Madrid. Alonso also took the time to thank newcomer Franco Mastantuono for his work in training, and noted that the young Argentine has already made a positive impression on the team. Thus, the start of the season for Madrid coincides with several important storylines: the return to La Liga after a short break, the expectations for the new players, and the confirmation that Rodrygo will remain part of Alonso's project. After the presentation of Franco Mastantuono, who has already caused a stir among the fans and received his first words of support from Xabi Alonso, a logical question arose. How does the club plan to cover the remaining positions and strengthen the attack? And it's not only about the midfield, as was initially reported, but also about the option of a true number 9. At the very start of his coaching career at Real Madrid, Alonso already experimented with a 2-striker formation, and now he has only 2 natural forwards at his disposal: Gonzalo Garcia and Endrick. Kylian Mbappe, of course, can play in the center, but he himself prefers the left flank, and the club understands. For full attacking flexibility, a different type of striker is needed. Against this backdrop, the name of Alexander Isak has become one of the main targets. The Newcastle forward found himself at the center of scandal this summer. The player essentially went on strike, and the English media report that he wants to leave. Rumors surfaced about Liverpool, which, according to insiders, has already offered $140 million, part of the sum immediately, part next season. And now, Real Madrid are reportedly ready to step into the race. This was reported by BN Sports presenter Richard Keys, who emphasized that the Madrid club is closely monitoring the situation. At the same time, Real Madrid have not forgotten about their long-term strategy. And here, another name has appeared on the horizon: Jeremy Monga. He is only 16, a winger for Leicester, and has already made history. The youngest Premier League debutant and the youngest goal-scorer in the Championship. Such players in Europe are called gems of the future. He is compared to Endrick and Arda Güler, and Madrid see him as a potential long-term project. Monga is currently only tied to a youth contract, with a full transfer possible only at 18, but Real are already sending scouts to his matches, competing with Barcelona, Manchester City, and Chelsea. The contrast is obvious. Isak represents instant reinforcement for enormous money, while Monga is a bet on the future with minimal risk. It is between such options that the Madrid club is currently balancing. Alonso and the management understand. The new season starts today, and every move on the transfer market will affect not only this year's picture, but also the next decade. The season is only beginning, and passions around Real are already boiling. Fans are waiting to see who will become the hero of the first matches, who will strengthen the attack, and which transfers will turn from rumors into big deals. One thing is certain: this story is just beginning, and ahead of us lies even more emotions, news, and unexpected twists.